سورة الشعراء، وهي سورة مكية، وعدد آياتها 227 آية.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
I seek refuge with Allah from the accursed Satan.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful.
واتل عليهم نبأ إبراهيم.
And recite to them the news of Abraham,
إذ قال لأبيه وقومه ما تعبدون.
when he said to his father and his people, "What do you worship?"
قالوا نعبد أصناما فنظل لها عاكفين.
They said, "We worship idols and remain to them devoted."
قال هل يسمعونكم إذ تدعون.
He said, "Do they hear you when you supplicate?
أو ينفعونكم أو يضرون.
Or do they benefit you, or do they harm?"
قالوا بل وجدنا آباءنا كذلك يفعلون.
They said, "But we found our fathers doing thus."
قال أفرأيتم ما كنتم تعبدون.
He said, "Then do you see what you have been worshipping?
أنتم وآباؤكم الأقدمون.
You and your ancient forefathers?
فإنهم عدو لي إلا رب العالمين.
Indeed, they are enemies to me, except the Lord of the worlds.
الذي خلقني فهو يهدين.
Who created me, and He it is who guides me.
والذي هو يطعمني ويسقين.
And it is He who feeds me and gives me drink.
وإذا مرضت فهو يشفين.
And when I am ill, it is He who cures me.
والذي يميتني ثم يحيين.
And who will cause me to die and then bring me to life.
والذي أطمع أن يغفر لي خطيئتي يوم الدين.
And who I aspire that He will forgive me my sin on the day of recompense.
رب هب لي حكما وألحقني بالصالحين.
And he said, "My Lord, grant me authority and join me with the righteous.
واجعل لي لسان صدق في الآخرين.
And grant me a reputation of honor among later generations.
واجعلني من ورثة جنة النعيم.
and place me among the inheritors of the garden of pleasure.
واغفر لأبي إنه كان من الضالين.
And forgive my father. Indeed, he has been of those astray.
ولا تخزني يوم يبعثون.
And do not disgrace me on the day they are all resurrected.
يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون.
The day when there will not benefit anyone, wealth or children.
إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم.
But only one who comes to Allah with a sound heart.
وأزلفت الجنة للمتقين.
And paradise will be brought near that day to the righteous.
وبرزت الجحيم للغاوين.
And hellfire will be brought forth for the deviators.
وقيل لهم أين ما كنتم تعبدون.
And it will be said to them, where are those you used to worship?
من دون الله هل ينصرونكم أو ينتصرون.
Other than Allah, can they help you or help themselves?
فكبكبوا فيها هم والغاوون.
So they will be overturned into hellfire, they and the deviators.
وجنود إبليس أجمعون.
And the soldiers of Iblis all together.
قالوا وهم فيها يختصمون.
They will say while they dispute therein,
تالله إن كنا لفي ضلال مبين.
By Allah, we were indeed in manifest error.
إذ نسويكم برب العالمين.
When we equated you with the Lord of the worlds.
وما أضلنا إلا المجرمون.
And no one misguided us except the criminals.
فما لنا من شافعين.
So now we have no intercessors.
ولا صديق حميم.
And not a devoted friend.
فلو أن لنا كرة فنكون من المؤمنين.
Then if we only had a return to the world and could be of the believers.
إن في ذلك لآية وما كان أكثرهم مؤمنين.
Indeed, in that is a sign, but most of them were not to be believers.
وَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ لَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الرَّحِيمُ.
And indeed, your Lord, He is the exalted in might, the merciful.
كَذَّبَتْ قَوْمُ نُوحٍ الْمُرْسَلِينَ.
The people of Noah denied the messengers.
إِذْ قَالَ لَهُمْ أَخُوهُمْ نُوحٌ أَلَا تَتَّقُونَ.
When their brother Noah said to them, "Will you not fear Allah?"
إِنِّي لَكُمْ رَسُولٌ أَمِينٌ.
Indeed, I am to you a trustworthy messenger.
فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُونِ.
So fear Allah and obey me.
وَمَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ أَجْرٍ إِنْ أَجْرِيَ إِلَّا عَلَى رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ.
And I do not ask you for it any payment. My payment is only from the Lord of the worlds.
فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُونِ.
So fear Allah and obey me.
قَالُوا أَنُؤْمِنُ لَكَ وَاتَّبَعَكَ الْأَرْذَلُونَ.
They said, "Should we believe you while you are followed by the lowest class of people?"
قَالَ وَمَا عِلْمِي بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ.
He said, "And what is my knowledge of what they used to do?
إِنْ حِسَابُهُمْ إِلَّا عَلَى رَبِّي لَوْ تَشْعُرُونَ.
Their account is only upon my Lord, if you could perceive.
وَمَا أَنَا بِطَارِدِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ.
And I am not one to drive away the believers.
إِنْ أَنَا إِلَّا نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ.
I am only a clear warner.
قَالُوا لَئِن لَّمْ تَنْتَهِ يَا نُوحُ لَتَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْمَرْجُومِينَ.
They said, "If you do not desist, O Noah, you will surely be of those who are stoned."
قَالَ رَبِّ إِنَّ قَوْمِي كَذَّبُونِ.
He said, "My Lord, indeed my people have denied me.
فافتح بيني وبينهم فتحا ونجني ومن معي من المؤمنين.
Then judge between me and them with decisive judgment, and save me and those with me of the believers."
فأنجيناه ومن معه في الفلك المشحون.
So we saved him and those with him in the laden ship.
ثم أغرقنا بعد الباقين.
Then we drowned thereafter the remaining ones.
إن في ذلك لآية وما كان أكثرهم مؤمنين.
Indeed, in that is a sign, but most of them were not to be believers.
وَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ لَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الرَّحِيمُ.
And indeed, your Lord, He is the exalted in might, the merciful.
كَذَّبَتْ عَادٌ الْمُرْسَلِينَ.
Aad denied the messengers.
إِذْ قَالَ لَهُمْ أَخُوهُمْ هُودٌ أَلَا تَتَّقُونَ.
When their brother Hud said to them, "Will you not fear Allah?
إِنِّي لَكُمْ رَسُولٌ أَمِينٌ.
Indeed, I am to you a trustworthy messenger.
فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُونِ.
So fear Allah and obey me.
وَمَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ أَجْرٍ إِنْ أَجْرِيَ إِلَّا عَلَى رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ.
And I do not ask you for it any payment. My payment is only from the Lord of the worlds.
أَتَبْنُونَ بِكُلِّ رِيعٍ آيَةً تَعْبَثُونَ.
Do you construct on every elevation a sign, amusing yourselves?
وَتَتَّخِذُونَ مَصَانِعَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَخْلُدُونَ.
And take for yourselves palaces and fortresses, that you might abide eternally.
وَإِذَا بَطَشْتُم بَطَشْتُمْ جَبَّارِينَ.
And when you strike as tyrants.
فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُونِ.
So fear Allah and obey me.
وَاتَّقُوا الَّذِي أَمَدَّكُم بِمَا تَعْلَمُونَ.
And fear He who provided you with that which you know.
أَمَدَّكُم بِأَنْعَامٍ وَبَنِينَ.
Provided you with grazing livestock and children.
وَجَنَّاتٍ وَعُيُونٍ.
And gardens and springs.
إِنِّي أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ عَذَابَ يَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ.
Indeed, I fear for you the punishment of a terrible day.
قَالُوا سَوَاءٌ عَلَيْنَا أَوَعَظْتَ أَمْ لَمْ تَكُن مِّنَ الْوَاعِظِينَ.
They said, "It is all the same to us whether you advise or are not of the advisers."
إِنْ هَٰذَا إِلَّا خُلُقُ الْأَوَّلِينَ.
This is not but the custom of the former peoples.
وَمَا نَحْنُ بِمُعَذَّبِينَ.
And we are not to be punished.
فَكَذَّبُوهُ فَأَهْلَكْنَاهُمْ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَةً وَمَا كَانَ أَكْثَرُهُم مُّؤْمِنِينَ.
And they denied Him, so we destroyed them. Indeed, in that is a sign, but most of them were not to be believers.
وإن ربك لهو العزيز الرحيم.
And indeed, your Lord, He is the exalted in might, the merciful.
كذبت ثمود المرسلين.
Thamud denied the messengers.
إذ قال لهم أخوهم صالح ألا تتقون.
When their brother Salih said to them, "Will you not fear Allah?
إني لكم رسول أمين.
Indeed, I am to you a trustworthy messenger.
فاتقوا الله وأطيعون.
So fear Allah and obey me.
وما أسألكم عليه من أجر إن أجري إلا على رب العالمين.
And I do not ask you for it any payment. My payment is only from the Lord of the worlds.
أتتركون فيما هاهنا آمنين.
Will you be left in what is here, secure from death?
في جنات وعيون.
Within gardens and springs,
وزروع ونخل طلعها هضيم.
and fields of crops and palm trees with softened fruit,
وتنحتون من الجبال بيوتا فارهين.
and you carve out of the mountains homes with skill.
فاتقوا الله وأطيعون.
So fear Allah and obey me.
ولا تطيعوا أمر المسرفين.
And do not obey the order of the transgressors,
الذين يفسدون في الأرض ولا يصلحون.
who cause corruption in the land and do not amend.
قالوا إنما أنت من المسحرين.
They said, "You are only of those affected by magic.
ما أنت إلا بشر مثلنا فأت بآية إن كنت من الصادقين.
You are but a man like ourselves, so bring a sign if you should be of the truthful."
قال هذه ناقة لها شرب ولكم شرب يوم معلوم.
He said, "This is a she-camel. For her is a time of drink, and for you is a time of drink, each on a known day.
ولا تمسوها بسوء فيأخذكم عذاب يوم عظيم.
And do not touch her with harm, lest you be seized by the punishment of a terrible day."
فعقروها فأصبحوا نادمين.
But they hamstrung her and so became regretful.
فأخذهم العذاب إن في ذلك لآية وما كان أكثرهم مؤمنين.
and the punishment seized them. Indeed, in that is a sign, but most of them were not to be believers.
وَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ لَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الرَّحِيمُ.
And indeed, your Lord, He is the exalted in might, the merciful.